Okay. We're gonna, answer the six questions in this order. So the first one is, what caused the difference between Eastern education and Western education? So we think there's many reasons cause the difference between Eastern education and Western education, but we think the main reasons are history, culture, and religions. So
I think the political system and the economic system also play a large weight on the reason.
okay, that's the first question. So the second question is, what do you know about the characteristics of education in the East and the West? About the education. Well, the education for the East, or Eastern education, they are more focused on learning knowledge, like memorize and prepare for the test, which is like standard tests. So they are kind of more focused and like narrowed down on the deep in the knowledge skill level. But for the West education, they are kind of more focused on the learning like skills and the method and also the thinking. So I think that's kind of a like major difference between those two education systems. Do you have anything you want to add on?
For me, the education in the Western education, I think the individuality is the key because they believe that everyone is created differently, and everyone has their own talent. They're gifted and talented. So, in the Eastern education system, I think there's only like one standard to evaluate the results, which is the standard testing. So, how well you do on the standard testing will determine which college you can go.
Okay, so I'm going to focus on the third question. The third question is, what are the disadvantages and advantages of Eastern education? So I'm going to talk about the advantage first. I think the advantage of the Eastern education is they kind of focus on like basic foundations. They have like stronger foundation in the Western. I mean, they focus on that. They spend a lot of time, especially like mathematics. Okay, so like for example, in China, students like spend a lot of time practicing and memorize on the math formulas and problems. So that's kind of to me is like they're the good things of Eastern education. The bad things about the Eastern education is they're kind of a more like reactive and passive learning process. The students is like they have a like they more focus on the academic, the knowledge memorize. They have like a less activities outside the class. So that's my answer for this question.
For me, I think the Western education, what I like is
You
all
talk.
kinds of activities. The not only the
Hold on. We're just talking about the question three. So if you don't have anything, we can
okay.
stop over here. Okay, so we're gonna answer the fourth question, which is what is the advantage and disadvantage of Western education? So the so the good thing about the Western education is actually they have like more. I mean, their system is like more proactive process. They not just focus on the knowledge. They also kind of give students a more exposure to the skills and experience. So they they open a lot of activities outside the class, such as they have like sports, music, school clubs, and also they recommend, encourage kids to go to do like volunteer jobs for the community, and you also, they encourage people to find a job, just to gain some like working experience. So those actually are like a good thing about the system, because you really can learn a lot by doing those kind of different activities. The bad thing about the Eastern education is I'm thinking that's maybe they because they do all kinds of stuff, so they have like less focus on the academic, especially the foundation, the basic knowledge and formulas, because you spend more time on the outside the class, so you kind of have a less focus on the basic essential, academic knowledge and skills. That's what I thought about the disadvantage of Western education.
I have 2 points to add in here for Western education. The best part that I like is communications. They encourage student to communicate to their teacher, and that is a two-way communication, because the teacher respect student and the student also respect teacher. Another point I liked about Western is they gave what is the other point? I will add once I remember it. You go ahead.
Okay. I think we talked about most of the stuff. I think we can stop over here. So we're going to answer the fifth question, which is, as a parents, which educational mode do you prefer? Why? As a parent, I prefer like Western education mode. Why? I'm thinking it's to give kids like more opportunities and more options, so they can prosperate their potential skills, talents, because by doing all kinds of stuff, activities, and they can really, learn from all those activities, and because learning is not just like academic stuff. They can learn, everything from all kinds of, stuff. So I think I prefer, the Western education mode.
For me, I also prefer the Western education because they give children more freedom to choose. And also, well, I have to say that Western education, they give complementary to kids a lot. And the Eastern education, they give criticism a lot to kids. They believe that criticism will help you grow. So, well, everybody like complementary. But in Eastern education, well, one good thing is their lunch break is longer. They have 2 hours lunch break, so after lunch you can take a nap. And they believe take a nap, you can gain more energy in the afternoon, and you will be more efficient at night. So that's what I like. But for Western education, I also like their facilities, their school bus system. That is so much better. So, well, pros and cons.
Okay, we're going to answer the last question, which is, do you have some suggestions for Western education or Eastern education? Well, I think the two systems, they also have like cons and pros, so they should learn from each other. As just we mentioned in the previous questions, they have good things, bad things, so they should learn from each other. But to be specific, I'm thinking Eastern education system, they should, give kids like more options and opportunities to learn from, not just like focus on academic and theories. They should learn some useful skills and knowledge, and through those different kind of activities outside the class. And for the Western education, I think they should be more focused, on the basic foundation skills and theories. I think they are doing right now, and I think they are improving. But they should keep doing that. That's my conclusion for this question.
Well, my suggestion from my own experience is Eastern education, they give too much homework to kids. And beyond homework, student also goes to a lot of enrichment class to improve themselves so that they seldom have free time to play. Well, the Western education system, they made it easy on the younger kids, primary students and middle school students. They made it easy, but once you go to the high school, oh, there's a lot of work for those 3-4 years of high school. And maybe that's something that can be changed a little bit.
Okay, we're gonna stop over here. All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye.